dignatarios, excelencias, ilustres convidados, a familia Sousa Mendes, beneficiados de vistos, a mi familia, todos mis nuevos amigos cabanises, señoras y señores, hola. Obrigado a todos por terem vindo. Peço desculpa mas como compreendem ir falar em inglês. Terminando assim a parte do meu discurso em português. Dignitaries, excellencies, distinguished guests, Sousa Mendes family, fellow Sousa Mendes visa recipients, my family, all of my new Cabanese friends, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is a great honor to stand before this august assembly today. It is truly incredible to be here. I never dreamed I would be in Cabanas de Viriato, Portugal, when I started researching my architectural thesis in Brooklyn, New York, 2 years ago. I started with something that all architecture needs, a foundation, my foundation. My great-grandfather Erid Moed was an architect in Belgium before World War II. I set out to learn about the buildings he designed and constructed before the Nazis forced him and his family to flee from their home. I got a lot more. Being here at the Casa do Passal with all of you is awe-inspiring. But being here doesn't just mean being in Cabanas de Viriato. Being here means being alive. My great-grandfather, great-grandmother, and their 3 children, ages 8, 5, and 2, received visas on May 28, 1940, 73 years ago. I am a direct result of that. 4 generations of my family can say the same thing, as can the dozens of visa recipients and descendants who are here today. A mere year and a half ago, February 2012, the Sousa Mendes Foundation contacted my grandfather with the story of how he was saved from World War II, a visa signed and stamped by Aristides de Sousa Mendes. A month later, I saw a photograph of the Casa do Passal. The caption read, "The family's most ardent wish is to restore their ancestral home. There was only one course of action, to act." I devoted my architectural thesis at Pratt Institute to proposing a museum about the life and actions of Aristides, a campus about educating about tolerance at the site of the Casa do Passal. Like this, work towards fairness. I'm grateful to the Unhate Foundation for recognizing me, but I'm also come here today to express another dimension of gratitude. 3 generations of my family were enabled to practice architecture by Aristides de Sousa Mendes. My great-grandfather David, my grandfather Leon, who is with us today, and myself. What better way to pay homage to the man who saved my family than with architecture itself? Work towards fairness is a monument, an exhibition, and a plea. On the surface, it is a monument to Aristides. The exterior contains the signature 30,000 times, one for each of the people he is estimated to have saved. The interior contains a full exhibition about the Sousa Mendes story, past and present, photographs of those he saved, and information about the terrifying times that they had lived through. It was not easy to gather all the information under one roof, but at least it has a roof. When I visited the Casa do Passal for the first time, there was not even a sign outside to point to its significance. The book missing pages, chapters torn out and buried, rewritten, and strewn about. The Casa do Passal in its current state is limited to telling the same tragic chapter every day. Its details, its furniture, and its history have been looted and exiled. It is a scar. It only speaks to the punishment and apathy that its former inhabitants endured. Work towards fairness collects those missing chapters, whose content, the pages of the Sousa Mendes family's story, it seeks to unify in a cohesive exhibit. I was able to use architecture, a unique medium that success is measured by people occupying it, to share Aristides' story, to be an evocation of unity, connecting its occupants to the history of this hallowed place, and to each other. There should be no ambiguity about what this project means. It is a temporary signpost in front of a heavy question. It stands here in stark contrast between the home behind it, light and dark, pure white steel and acrylic alongside aged masonry, rust, and decomposing wood. This is the first built work at the Casa du Passal in over 60 years. However, when dismantled, it will mark the beginning of work on the Casa du Passal, not the end. The work in Work Towards Fairness is not complete until the Casa du Passal is restored.